Hello, hello, hello. 1 2 3, 1 2 3. So, hello, my dear student. How are you? I hope all of you are doing good. Good morning to all. So, let's start today's session. Okay, that is your lecture number 4 for Abhyas batch in mechanical engineering. So, my dear, today we are going to discuss what? Today we are going to discuss transportation PERT CPM problems. Okay, so let's start our session with a question. Without any delay, I am going to start this session. This is a question, my dear. Right, this is a question. Find the feasible solution from NWC, that is northwest corner method. What is the meaning of NWC? That is a northwest corner method. That is northwest corner, right, northwest corner method. So please find out. First of all, note down the table. It is necessary that you should note down the table, right? Please note down the table. 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 So, have you noted this table? Shall we start? Yes, my dear. Okay, my dear, the basically the method is what? Northwest corner method, right? So let's start the question. This is the unallocated cells, and these are what? These are the transportation cost. Before solving this table, first of all you have to select whether the supply equal to what? Demand. This is the factory and these are what? Warehouse, right? These are what? Warehouse. I am going to write here, these are what? Warehouse, right? These are what? Warehouse, and these are what? Factory. Okay, these are what? Factory. These are what? Factory. Now ABCD are what? Factory. ABC are what? Factory. DEF are what? The warehouse where you have to store. Now my dear, the supply 50 plus 40 plus 60, that is 150. Demand, that is 20 plus 95 plus 35 is equal to what? Your 150. So here you have seen that supply equal to demand. Now we have to apply the northwest corner method. So what we do here? Now select the northwest box, northwest allocated unallocated cell. So this is our northwest unallocated cell. So here do the supply according to the demand of D. Actually the demand of D will be fulfilled by what? A, because you are selecting which one? You are selecting according to the northwest this cell. So A is going to supply the D. So A can supply 50 and D can store 20. So here you will write 20. So here the demand is what? 0, and here the supply is what? 30. Am I clear? So here my dear, so here what you do, then you have to, okay, here the demand is fulfilled, so eliminate this column. Now select the northwest, unallocated cell. Okay, so the northwest unallocated cell will be again this, right? E demands 95 and this means A will supply to E. A can supply 30, E demands 95, so 30 we are going to supply, my dear. 30 we are going to what? We are going to supply, right? 30 we are going to supply. So here supply becomes 0 and here it remaining, that is what? 65. So here the A supply is finished, so eliminate this row, right? So eliminate this row. Now again select the northwest box, from the unallocated cell. So this one will be the unallocated cell. It means B is going to supply to E. B can supply 40, E can store 65. So here we are going to supply 40. So here supply finish and here still there is the demand. So here we are going to cancel this row because supply of B is what? Finished. Supply of B is what? Finished. Now again select the northwest box. Which one is that? This one, right? So it means C will supply to E. The supply of C is 60. The storage of E is 25. So here 25, right? Here 25. So how much it will be remaining? It will be remaining 35. So here you can say the storage capacity is fulfilled. So the next northwest corner, that is the unallocated cell, will be this. The unallocated cell will be this, means C is going to supply F. How much C can supply? 35. How much F can store? 35. So my dear, here you are going to write 35. So this 0. So here supply and demand both are fulfilled. So what are the feasible solution? Feasible solution are 20 into 6, because 6 is what? Transportation cost. So the transportation cost here, 20 into 6 plus 30 into 4 plus, okay, 40 into 8 plus, okay, 25 into 4, right? 25 into 4 plus 35 into 2 will be the total transportation cost. Okay, so what it will be? 20 into 6 plus 30 into 4 plus 40 into 8 plus 25 into 4 plus 35 into 2. So 730 it will become. Transportation cost will be 730 only, right? 730 only. Are you getting my point? Let me check again. 20 into 6 answer plus 30 into 4 answer plus 40 into 8 answer, okay, 40 into 8 answer plus 25 into 4 answer plus 35 into 2, that is 730. Yes, so this is what? This is the transportation cost. I hope you get the answer here. Now how many allocated cells are there? 1 2 3 4 5. Number of allocated cell are what? 5, my dear. Here number of allocated cell is what? 1 2 3 4 5, right? Now the required number of allocation is M plus n minus 1. So m, that is number of row 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3 plus n is what? Number of column 1, 2, 3, right? So it will be 3 minus 1. It also come 5. So is there any degeneracy? No degeneracy. No degeneracy. No degeneracy. Why? Because here m plus n minus 1 equal to what? Number of allocations, right? So let's try to solve this same question with the help of least cost method. With the help of least cost method. Least cost. LC. The meaning of LC is least cost. The meaning of LC is what? Least cost, right? Least cost method. So please try to solve this question by least cost method. So I will suggest you, please note down this table. I will suggest you that please note down this table. I suggest you that please note down this table, right? Please note down this table. Please note down this table. Please note down this table. Please note down the same table. Now, do this question by least cost method. Do this question by least cost method. So what least cost method will say is, least cost method says that you have to select the minimum transportation cost per unit. The minimum transportation cost per unit will be what? Here 1. So this unallocated cell is going to be what? Selected. It means A will supply to F. How much A will supply? 50. Demand of F, that is 35. So we are going to store 35. So demand is going to fulfill. So still there will be a supply of what? 15, right? Still there is a demand supply of what? 25. So here the demand is fulfilled. So we are going to eliminate this column, right? Now again select the least transportation cost. You cannot select 2 here. Why? Because this column is cancelled completely. So the next transportation cost is what? 3, my dear. Here you can see this is what? This is a 3. So it means B will supply to D. How much B can supply? 40. The storage of D is 20. So 20 we are going to supply. This is 0 and the demand will be what? The supply will be what? 20 remaining. So here the demand of D is going to be fulfilled. Now again select the least transportation cost, that is 484. So here 4 will become, here 4 will become. So you can select any one of them, it doesn't matter. If any least cost will be same, then you can select any one of them. So here 4, I am going to take this 4. It means A is supply to E. A can supply 15. The demand of E is what? 95. So here I am going to supply 15. Supply of A is going to be 0. Now 15. So it will be what? Here 0 and 80. So 80 is the remaining demand of the E. Now here you can see the supply of A is fulfilled. So cancel this row. Now again out of 8 and 4, the least transportation cost is what? 4. It means C is supplied to E. How much C can supply? 60. How much C can supply? 60. So my dear, how much E can store? 80. So we are going to supply 60, okay, from C, and hence the here the remaining quantity is 20. So here supply is finished. Only one cell is remaining. That is what? This. So B can supply 20. Requirement of E is 20. So here 20. Right. So what will be the transportation cost? The transportation cost will be 15 into 4. 15 into 4, right, plus 35 into 1, 35 into 1, plus, right, 20 into 3, 20 into 3 plus 20 into 8, 20 into 8 plus here 60 into 4, 60 into 4, right? 15 into 4, 35 into 1, 20 into 3, 20 into 8 and 60 into 4. Number of allocation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So number of allocation is right. So how much is the total transportation cost here? The total transportation cost is 15 into 4 answer plus 35 answer plus 20 into 3 answer plus answer 20 into 8. Okay, answer plus 60 into 4. So it will become rupees triple five. It will become rupees triple five. Okay, it will become okay triple five, right? So I hope this method is clear. Now solve the same question by Vogel approximation method. Okay, Vogel approximation method. Vogel approximation method. So here I am going to write, this is what, my dear, this is a warehouse, right? This is warehouse. This is warehouse, right? And this is what, factory. This is what, factory. T-O-R-Y. This is what, factory. So you have to save same transportation problem. Okay, solve same transportation problem by Vogel approximation cost method. By Vogel approximation cost method. So how can we solve? It is better that you should you know that in Vogel approximation method we have to basically do what? We have to basically here in the Vogel approximation method, yes, see here in the Vogel approximation method, see, you have to find out the penalty cost. Remember the method? You have to find out the penalty cost. See, so here my dear, you have to find out the penalty cost, right? So here my dear, you have to find out the penalty cost. So start this question by Vogel approximation method. So what we will do, we are going to find out the penalty of each row and each column, right? We are going to find penalty of each row and each column. So in this row, penalty of this row, my dear, now find out the penalty of this row. So here penalty of this row, that is minimum and the next higher. So minus of next higher and I mean minimum and next higher, that is 4 minus 1, right? 4 minus 1 will become 3, my dear. 4 minus 1 will become 3 here. So this is the first penalty of this row. Now in this row, minimum and the next higher, that is 7. So 7 minus 3, 7 minus 3, that is what? That is the 4. Now minimum 2, next higher 4, anyone you can take. So 4 minus 2 will become 2, right? Now similarly you can find the penalty here also. Sorry. Yes. So penalty of the column, that is minimum 3, next higher is 4. So here it will becomes out. Let me write down here. Okay. See here. See. So the first penalty is of this column, that is minimum 3, next higher is 4. So 4 minus 3 is what? That is 1, right? That is 1. Minimum is 4. Again the next higher is basically same, right? So if the next higher will be the same, then you take the difference of the same penalty, that is what? 0. Now minimum is 1, next higher is 2, that is what? 1. Now what you have to do, my dear, after find out the first penalty, you have to select the maximum penalty. The maximum penalty here is what? 4. It means this row is selected. this row is selected, it means B is going to supply, okay, B is going to supply to the warehouse. But the question is which warehouse? But the question is which warehouse? D, E, F. For that, in this row, select the minimum transportation cost 387. So here 3 is a minimum transportation cost. It means B can supply to D, my dear. It means B can supply to D. Am I clear? It means B can supply to D. So B can supply 40, D can store 20. So here we are going to supply 20. Here demand going to be 0. Here supply is still, that is what, 20. Am I clear? Now my dear, okay, remove this column, right? What you have to do, you have to basically remove that, okay, remove that column. Now this column is not going to participate in our the penalty cost method. My dear, again you have to find the penalty, right? Again you have to find the penalty. So what will be the penalty here? See, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. See here, again I am going to find the penalty of the row, that is what, minimum 1, next tier is what, 4. So what will be the penalty here? Right, what will be the penalty here? That is 4 minus 1, that is what, that is your 3, my dear, right? Here minimum of the the penalty of this row minimum, and next tier is what, 8. So 8 minus 7, that is 1. Now minimum 2, next tier is 4. So 4 minus 2, that is 2, right? Now again find out the penalty. The penalty will be same, that is 1 and that is 0. Now you have to select the minimum maximum penalty. So what is the maximum penalty here? You can see the maximum penalty here will be, the maximum penalty will be 3. What is the meaning? The maximum penalty of this row, the maximum penalty of this row, it means A is going to supply material either to E and F. But the question is which warehouse it is going to be supply, which warehouse it is going to be supply, my dear. So A can supply either E or F. So which one, my dear? For that you have to select the minimum transportation cost, that is what, 1 here. So it means A is going to supply F, right? A is going to supply F, but the question is how much quantity? So here the demand of F is 35, but A can supply 50, right? A can supply 50, so 35, okay. So the remaining one will be 35, 50 minus 35, that will be a 50. So here the demand is going to be fulfilled. Here the demand is going to be fulfilled. So remove this column, my dear. Remove this column. Now again find out the penalty. Now again find out the penalty. Right. Now again find out the penalty. Penalty of this column, sorry, of this row, nothing. Penalty of this row, nothing. Penalty of this row, nothing. Right. Penalty of this row, nothing, nothing. Penalty of this, that is what, 0. So it will be the maximum among them. So select this. So my dear, select the minimum transportation cost cell. It means what? It means that you select this one. It means we are going to transport to warehouse E. Warehouse E want. But from which factory you transport the thing? The question is from which factory you transport the things. Okay, so either A, B or C. For that you have to select again the minimum transportation cost. So minimum transportation cost 4 or 4. You can select any one of these. Okay, it doesn't matter. So if I am going to select this, so it means C is going to supply E. How much C can supply? 60. How much C can supply? 60. So here you are going to write what? 60. Here the supply of C is what? 0. But here is still 60 minus 95 minus 60, that will be what? 35, my dear. That will be what? 35. But here C is not going to be participate again. Again the penalty when you are going to find out. Again the penalty when you are going to find out, the penalty only of this column will come out, and that will be 4, and we are going to select that 4. Again the minimum transportation cost of 4. So A is going to supply E. A can supply 15 and E can store 35. So my dear student, here I am going to supply from A, that is a 15. Okay, supply is what? 0. If you are going to supply 15, remaining is 20. So 20 will come here. Okay, and here demand supply is 0, demand is 0. I hope my point is crystal clear to everyone. So here you can calculate the total transportation cost. So here total transportation cost, total cost, okay, transportation cost will be what? 15 into 4 plus 35 into 1, 35 into 1 plus 20 into 3, 20 into 3 plus 20 into 8 plus 60 into 4, 60 into 4 plus, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My dear, when you solve this, it will become 555, right? It will become 555 rupees. So I hope my point is crystal clear. Now next move to this question. Check the below transportation problem for degeneracy. You have to tell me whether this table has degeneracy or not. You have to tell me whether this table has degeneracy or not. And to remove the degeneracy, what we can do, right? Okay. Check the below transportation problem for degeneracy. If degeneracy is there, basically this is what? This is a warehouse. Here you can see this is what? Warehouse, my dear. This is warehouse, right? This is warehouse, and these are what? These are the factory. Okay. These are what basically? These are the factory, right? Factory. So this is the factory and this is the warehouse. So you have to tell me that whether the problem has degeneracy. If the degeneracy is there, then how can you remove the degeneracy? If it is there, I am going to write, if it is present, if degeneracy is there, if degeneracy is there, then how can you remove? How can you remove? How can we remove? Right? How can we remove? Now the question is, how can you by which method you can solve, my dear? If examiner is not going to tell you by which method you have to solve this problem, then by default you have to solve by Vogel approximation method. You have to solve this problem by Vogel approximation method. Am I clear? So by Vogel approximation method, generally what we do, we are going to find the penalty cost. So I am going to find the penalty cost, because I know you people are very lazy. You are not going to do anything. I have to do each and everything. Right. So here I am going to find out the penalty. Here I am going to find out what? Here I am going to find out the penalty. See here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It means 6 penalty. Yes. So are you people ready to find out the penalty? Yes. So is this problem has any degeneracy? Is this problem has any degeneracy? Yes. Is this problem has any degeneracy? Yes. Is this problem has any degeneracy? is this problem has any degeneracy? Is this problem any degeneracy? Yes. Yes, my dear student, I am waiting. Is that problem has any degeneracy or not? Okay, shall I solve? Shall I solve? Shall I solve? 5 occupied cells. Okay. In a very hurry manner I am going to solve, right? So please be focused, right? Find out the least penalty cost. So what will be the penalty cost, my dear? Here 2 for this row 2, and next here is 10. 10 minus 2 is what? 10 minus 2 is 10 minus 2 is what? 8. Okay, for this row. Okay, for this row minimum is what? 7. Next here is what? 9. So 9 minus 7, that is what? 2. Okay, for this row that is what? Minimum is what? 4. Next here is what? 14. So 14 minus 4 is what? 10, right? This is 10. For this column minimum is what? 11. Next here is what? 18. So 18 minus 11 is what? 7, right? For this row, for this column minimum is what? 9. Next here is what? 16. So 16 minus 9 is what? 7. For this column 2, next here is 7. 7 minus 2 is what? 5. For this column minimum is 4. Next here is what? 10. So 10 minus 4 is what? 6. You have to select the maximum penalty. You have to select the maximum penalty. That is what? You have to select the maximum penalty. That is what? That is the 10. That is the 10. Okay, that is a 10. Now it's mean in this row you have to select the minimum transportation cost. Minimum transportation cost is what? 4. So the thing is going from C to W1. So the supply of C, that is 10, and demand of W1 is 5. So I am going to supply how much? 5. So here demand is going to be what? 0. Here the remaining demand is what? 5. So my dear, here this is going to be what? Here this column is going to be what? This column is going to be what? Cancel, right? This column is going to be what? Cancel. Am I clear? Am I clear? Now again you have to find out the penalty cost. Again you have to find out the penalty cost, yes or no? So the next penalty will be, let me find out. For this row 2, and next are 11. 11 minus 2 is what? 9. Yes or no? Right, yes or no? Okay, for this row minimum is 7. Next here is 9. 9 minus 7, that is what? 2. For this row minimum is for what? 14. Next here is what? 16. 16 minus 14, that is what? 2. For this column minimum penalty will be same, that is 7, 7, 5. Now what you have to do? You have to select the maximum penalty. Maximum penalty is what? Maximum penalty is 9. I mean, it means this row is going to be select Now in this row you have to select the minimum transportation cost, that is what 2. It means from A to W1. It means from A to W1 how much? A can supply 8. W2 can store 15. So here I am going to store 8. So sorry. Yes. Yes, 15 can supply A and W2 can store 15. So we are going to supply 15. Here it is 0. Here it is 0. So my dear, this row is cancelled. This column is cancelled. Am I clear? Am I clear? Yes or no? Now again I am going to find out. Now again I am going to find out the penalty. Now again I am going to find out the penalty. Yes or no? Now again I am going to find out the penalty. Right? Now again I am going to find out the penalty. So are you people ready? Yes. So for the next penalty is, here the thing is start. See here. The minimum is what? 9. Next tier is what? 10. 10 minus 9, that is what? 11. Right? 11. Minimum is what? 16. Next tier is what? 18. So penalty is what? 2. For this minimum is what? 18. Next tier is what? 20. So penalty is what? 2. Minimum is what? 9. Next tier is what? 16. So 16 minus 9, that is what? 7. Right, now you have to select the maximum penalty. Maximum penalty is what? Maximum penalty is 11. Yes or no? Maximum penalty is what? 11. So you have to select the maximum penalty. 11 means you are going to select this row. You have to select the minimum transportation cost, that is what? 9. It means it is going from B to W3. B can supply 25. W3 can store how much? 15. So we are going to supply 15. Here demand is 0 and here 15 goes. It remains 10. Yes or no? Yes or no, my dear? Yes or no? Tell me. Right? Tell me. Okay. Now, my dear, here you can see the demand of W3 is fulfilled. So we are going to cancel it. We are going to cancel it. Again, you have to find out the penalty. Again, you have to find out the penalty. So let's try to find out the penalty again, my dear. Let's try out the penalty. Now you cannot find out the penalty for this row because only one cost is there. You cannot find out the penalty of this row because one cost is there. You can find out the penalty yes, you can find out the penalty of this. Minimum 20, next tier is 20, minimum 18, next tier is 20. So that is what? 2. So it is going to be what? Selected. Means this column minimum transportation cost is what? 18. So here transportation will be occur from C to W4. So C can supply how much? 5. W4 can store how much? W4 can store how much? 5 only. W4 can store 15. So okay, 5. So here demand supply is 0. Demand still is there. So it will become here 10. 10. Okay. Yes, tell me. So is that clear? So how many allocation you have seen, my dear? You have seen the number of allocation here. Number of allocation 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Here number of allocation is what? 5. Required number of allocation m plus n minus 1. M 1, 2, 3. Right? N 1, 2, 3, 4. 3 plus 4 minus 1. Right? That is what? 6. That is what? 6. So my dear, A is less than what? M plus n minus 1. So here degeneracy. Degeneracy. Yes or no? So in this problem there is a degeneracy. Now my next question is how can you remove the degeneracy? How can we remove the degeneracy? My next question is how can we remove the degeneracy, my dear? My next question is how can we remove the degeneracy? Yes, how can we remove the degeneracy? Okay, how can we remove the degeneracy? My next question is how can we remove the degeneracy? Tell me, how can we remove the degeneracy? My dear, you have to allocate a small value eta. My dear, you have to allocate a small value eta which tends toward 0. Yes, Modi's method. How can you remove the degeneracy? The question is what? The question is that how can we remove the degeneracy? The question is that. So we have to allocate eta, right? We have to allocate eta from unallocated cell. We have to allocate eta from unallocated cell. So which are the unallocated cell here? unallocated cell are this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. So these are the unallocated cell. So out of this unallocated cell, you have to allocate eta, which has a value equal to what? Tends to 0. But it should be ensured that there will be no closed loop. It should be ensured that there will be no closed loop. So my dear, the only possibility of eta is what? This one. The only possibility of eta is what? This one. Out of this, the unallocated cell. Because you can see here the loop is not possible. Here you cannot come because this is a water cell, this is a stone cell. So here you can go, but here you cannot go, and here you cannot go. Okay, here you cannot go, here you can go, but here you cannot go, here you cannot go. So my dear, here when you place eta in this cell, then the closed loop is not going to be formed, right? Here you have to write allocate eta in the minimum transportation cost in minimum transportation cost in minimum transportation unallocated cell. Okay, in unallocated cell, right? Minimum transportation cost. Okay, minimum transportation cost in unallocated cell, which so that closed loop will not form. So that closed loop will not form. Am I clear? My point is clear. Are tell me, my point is clear or not? Is my point is clear? Is that my point is clear? Is that the point is clear? Is that the point is clear? Maybe it may be possible, my dear, it may be possible. How a question can, ask in the GATE exam, he will give you the initial table. Listen me carefully. How can a question will come from your GATE, right? If he want, he will give you the initial table, and after iteration, he will give you the final table, right? He will give you the final table. Now, he will ask first thing, whether this table has degeneracy or not. Then you have to find out degeneracy, right? Then he will say from where we can allocate, then how can we, or from where we can allocate eta from where we can allocate eta which tends to 0 in the unallocated cell, so that we can remove the degeneracy. So he will ask the cell also. My dear. Am I clear? So in the GATE, he can ask the question in such a manner. Okay. Now let's solve this question. My dear, here you have to draw the network and find out the critical path method. Draw network. Question is draw network and find out critical path and find out critical path. Yes, please solve and find out critical path Find out the critical path. Find out the critical path. Find out the critical path. A, B, C, E. Beta, duration of the project also. Hershey Devil, duration of the project also. Critical path and duration of the project also, my dear. And duration of the project. Duration of project from critical path. Duration of project from critical path. Okay, 65. Okay, let me start. Okay, let me solve. So, is the space is sufficient? What I will do, because we need this table now. So, here I am going to draw here, right? So, A is the starting activity from event 1 to 2, right? For event 1 to 2, so here I am going to start 1 to 2. Activity A, right? Then activity B from 2 to 3. 1, 2. 2 to 3. Activity B. Then C 3 to 4. Then C 3 to 4. C. Then D. Okay. D. That is what? The preceder is what? B. Activity D. Now E. Preceder is what? F. Preceder is what? E. Right? E. And F. Preceder is what? D. So 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is 5, and this is 6, right? So this was the network. This was the network. Duration of A. A is what? 4. B is what? 58. Okay, duration of B is what? 58. My dear, C is what? That is 2. D is what? That is 2. Okay, E is what? That is 1. And F is what? That is 1. Right? So, how can you calculate? 48 plus 4, that is 60. 48 plus 4, that is 62. So, 64, 65. 48. My dear, there are two critical paths. How many critical paths are there? Okay, find out critical path. There are two critical paths. Am I clear or not? Very good question. There are two critical paths. So, in the examiner can ask how many critical paths in the given network. How many critical paths in the given network? So there are two critical paths. You can see 58 from 1 to or from ABCD. See here from the activity A, then B, then C, and then E. Right? So from A to B, that is what? 62. 62 plus 2, 64, 65. So it will be give 65. Okay. Time duration, let's say 65 units. Now, if you go from A to B, B to what? D, and D to what? F. It will be give how much? Again, it will be 65 units. So how many critical paths are there? Two critical paths. Two critical path. How many critical paths? Two critical paths. Am I clear? Two critical paths. Is that clear? Yes or no? This is a very good question. Now, This is the solution of this question. Now again there is a question, please try to find out the solution. Now tell me the number of critical path. The question is very simple. The question is very simple. Here the question is draw the network or find out the number of critical path. Find out the no, not a critical path. Draw the network. Draw the network only. Just for your practice, draw the network. Draw the network. Draw the network. Yes. Shall I draw the network? Draw the network and find out minimum dummy activity. My dear, the question is draw the network and find out minimum dummy activity. Find out the minimum dummy activity, okay, and where it comes and where it comes. Where it comes. Find out the dummy activity and where it comes. Okay, I will give you the option. I will give you the option, right? Between A and C, I will give you the option also. A and C activity, B, C and E, D. Option D, F. Option D, D and F. Sorry, it's a ABC. It's a C option. Now option D, A and D. So which of the option? Which of the option? If you have drawn the correct network, then you can tell me. Okay, so there are two questions, my dear. Number of dummy activity, okay, and where it comes. So number of dummy activity, how many? 1, 2, 3. So this is a MSQ type question, you know. Don't you think? Don't you think this is a MSQ type question? Multiple, you know, MSQ, multiple selective questions. Huh? First of all, you have to find out the number of activity, number of the minimum dummy activity. Oh my God, what is that? I mean, that was not asked earlier in the GATE exam. And sir, you are asking? Yes, I'm going to ask. You have to tell me, my dear, minimum dummy activity and where it comes. In between A and C, C and F, D and F, and A and D. Yes, now the thrill comes. Now the twist comes in the question. Right? Now the twist comes in the question. Okay. Let's do it, buddy. Let's do it. You say between D and F. No. First of all, Harshit, tell me how many dummy activities are there? Minimum. I'm asking minimum, not the maximum. Maximum could be anything. I'm asking, tell me the number of dummy activities. Minimum number of dummy activity, first of all. Tell me the minimum number of dummy activities, first of all. Tell me the minimum number of dummy activities, first of all. According to you, how much dummy activities are there? According to you, how many dummy activities are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First of all, tell me na beta, how many dummy activities, minimum dummy activities? Harshit, tell me one answer. How many? 1, 2 or 3? First of all, tell me. First of all, tell me. Then after you can tell na where it comes. Yes. Shall I solve? Okay. I will solve, huh? I will solve. Right. Now I am going to solve this question. See here. See here. A and B. So activity A and B have no preceder. Activity A and B have no preceder. So the starting event will be what? Same. This is A. This is B. Right? A and B. A and B. Now, C has a preceder of what? A. This is activity C. D has a preceder of AB. D has a preceder of AB. My dear, but A is a preceder of C. So how can it possible? So you have to apply a dummy activity. Yes or no? This is the dummy activity. For this condition, D has a predecessor of A and B, but A is already a predecessor of C. Then how can it possible? It can be only possible then if you set a dummy activity, then it possible. Yes. So one dummy activity between A and D. See here, between A and D. So A and D. Here right now one dummy activity is there. Now my dear, we are at D. Now E has a preceder of C. So E has a preceder of C. F has a preceder of D. Here F has a preceder of D and both are ending activity. So my dear student, there is one dummy activity. Okay, one dummy activity, and it comes one minimum number of dummy activity. I'm asking one, okay, one dummy activity and it comes in between A and D, in between activity A and D. Yes, tell me Harshit, tell me Harshit, tell me everyone, this point is clear. So how many dummy activity? Only one. Minimum, my dear, maximum could be anything. Okay, maximum could be anything, right? But minimum number of dummy activities, how much? Only one. Tell me everyone, is that point is clear or not? Is that point is clear or not? This network 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 is clear or not? Arey, tell me na, is that network is clear or not? Is this dummy activity is clear or not? Okay now. So I hope you enjoyed this question. This is a very good question, right? This is the very good question. Now, again, this is a very good question, right? Again, this is a very good question. So please try and enjoy this question. Please try and enjoy. I am giving you a full screen so that you can see each and every activity. I am giving you a full screen so that you can see each and every activity, my dear. Yes. It's a good question. Try to solve. It's a good question and try to solve, please. Yes. Yes. Again, it's a good question and try to solve. Task ABC to HI constitute a project. The precedence relations are A is less than D and A is less than E, B less than E and B. Okay, okay, A is less than E and B and D less than F, C is less than G, right? C is less than G and C is less than also H, F is less than I, G is less than I. And here the task and the time are given. So you have to find out the minimum duration. Again, it's a very good question. Again, it's a very good question, my dear. A very good expected question. Right? A very good and expected question. A very good and expected question. Yes. Yes. Solve this. Yes, my dear. I'm still waiting. Yes. Are you people doing this question? Are you people doing this question? It's a very good expected question. It's a good and expected question. Expected question. Right? It's a very good. It's an important even. It's an important question. My dear, it's a very important question. It may be asked that this type of pattern can get asked. This type of pattern maybe gate can ask. This type of pattern maybe gate can ask, my dear. Yes. I think nobody has solved yet. Haha. Nobody has solved yet. Shall I start? 62. Okay, I got one answer 62 and I think it's a right. It's a right one. I'm not say that. I'm thinking that it's a right one. Right, now let's start this question. First of all, I'm going to draw the network. Right. First of all, I'm going to draw the network here. See here. Here the network is very easy. What it say? A is less than D. Right. A is less than D. Okay. A is less than D. See here. A is less than D. So this is activity A, and activity A is what? Less than D. And also he is saying that D is less than F. It means D is the succeeding, A is the preceding. And here E is succeeding and A is what? Preceding. Okay. And F is succeeding, B and D are what? Preceding. Right. B and D are what? Preceding. So D is also preceding of F. Some activity. Right. Some activity F. So my dear, here this is activity D, right? This is activity D. Why I have written there? Because he say A is less than E. So A is a preceding of activity E. So here E will become. Here E will become in the picture. Here E will become in the picture. Right. Now see here. Now see here. A is less than D and A is less than E. Those two are clear. Those two are clear now. B and D are less than F. It means B and D are preceding of what? F. B and D. Now B has no preceding activity. B has no preceding activity, so B itself a starting activity from the first event. Right, from the first event. So here B will become, and this is that thing, and B and D is a preceding of what? Activity F. Am I clear? And B and D is a preceding of what? F. Now here I think this is clear. Now C is preceding to G and C is preceding to H. C is a preceding activity of G and H, right? And C has no preceding activity. And C has no preceding activity. It means C itself a starting activity from first event. So here there is no space, so I'm going to write here. So this is my this is activity C. This is activity C. Now he is saying C is less than G. And G is a preceding of I, and G is a preceding of I, and I has a preceding of F, and F. Okay, here I got an idea. Here I got an idea, my dear. G is a preceding. G is a preceding of what? I. So here I am going to write right, and F is a preceding of I also. Sorry. So here this is what? This is I. Right, this is what? This is I. See here, C is a preceding of G and G is a preceding of what? I. Right. So this is the thing, and also here just make it little bit yes. This is what? This is your E activity, right? This is E activity. Now see here. Here H is a succeeding of C, or C is a preceding of H, right? H. So this is G and this is what? H. Now my dear, he is not talking, he is not using which activity? Here you can see E, I and H. Here E, I and H. These three activity are not preceding activity of any other activity. These three activity are not preceding activity of any other activity. It means what? It means what? They are the ending activity. They are meeting at the end event. They are meeting at the last event. So they are meeting at the last event, that is E, I and your H. They are meeting at last event. This is the thing. Right, this is the thing. Now you have to write down the duration of each activity. The duration of each activity A is what? 8. Right. Duration of E is what? 16. E is what? 16. Duration of D is what? 10. Duration of B is what? That is 10. Duration of C is what? That is 8. Duration of G is what? That is 18. Duration of F is what? That is 17. Duration of I is what? That is 9. Duration of H is what? That is 14. Right. Now you have to select the critical path. Right. You have to select the critical path. So my dear, here critical path. Harshit, are you getting the right thing? What do you say? Are you getting the right answer? 62 is the right answer. Yes, Harshit. I is 9. I hope you are able to see all the values. 8, 10, 8, 10, 16. E is what? 16. Right. F is what? 17. This is 18. This is 14. This is 9. So, my dear people, my dear student, here you have to find the critical path. Critical path, as you know the longest path. As you know the longest path, my dear, A plus E, that is what? 16 plus 8, that is 24. And here, if you go A, D, F, I, that 8 plus 10 plus 17 plus 9, it will gives you 44. So the longest path is what, Harshit? My dear student, what is the longest path here? This is the longest path. See here. This is the longest path. See. Check. This is what? This is the longest path. This is the longest path. Yes or no? Yes or no? This is the longest part, that is 44. 44 days or 44 units. Am I clear or not? Am I clear or not? Am I clear? So this is what the longest path. You can see. Or you can go from any path. Are you getting the 62? No, my dear. I don't think so that you are getting a 62. Right? I don't think that you are getting 62. 8 plus 10 plus 17 plus 9, 44. From any other path, you are getting less than 44. 8 plus 16, 24. If you are go through from this path, 8 plus 18 plus 9. 8 plus 18, 8 plus 18 plus 9, 35. Again it is less than 44. Again if you go from this path, C and H, 14 plus 8, that is 22. So my dear, here the correct answer is what? 44. The correct answer is what? The correct answer is what? That is 44 days or units. whatever be the unit of the time, it will be the 44 unit. Yes or no? Are tell me re baba, yes or no? Is that clear? Is that clear? Yes, yes, yes. Okay, what I do one thing. I am going to attach one more question. I am going to attach one more question in the existing question. Okay, find out earliest and latest time. Okay, find out earliest and latest of each event. Earliest and latest for each event. Right. Find earliest. Find here earliest and latest for each event. For each event, find out the earliest and latest. Okay, find out the earliest and latest. Let's say it is event number 1. Okay, 2, it is event number 3, right? It is the event number 3 or 4, whatever you want to say. 1, 2, 3, and let's say 4, let's say 5 and 6. So find out the earliest and latest. Find out the earliest and latest. Okay, so this question is a combination of various things. This question is a combination of various things. If you solve this question, you will get each and every, type of concept, right? So how can we calculate E? The earliest starting time is what? We assume 0. Now you have to reach at what? 2 with a maximum value. Okay, so 0 plus 8. 0 plus 8. So it will be what? 8. 0 plus 8. 0 plus 8, it will be 8. So there is none any other path to reach at event 2, right? At event 2, only one path is there. Now at 3, you come 8 plus 10, that is 18. 0 plus 10, that is 10. So here the earliest one is what? I am using different color. Here I will use a different color, my dear. This is 0. This is what? This is the 8. And this is what? Here earliest is what? That is 18. Am I clear? Am I clear? Now, if you reach here or if you reach here, 0 plus 8. Here earliest is what? 8. Now, at 5 the earliest time is what? 18 plus 17 or 8 plus 18? You have to take the maximum one. You have to take the maximum one. So, 18 plus 17. 18 plus 17, it will become 35, right? It will become 35. Now 35 plus 9. 35 plus 9, it will become 44. It will become 44. Now the latest finish time, we are assuming that 44, right? And now you have to calculate the latest time. So you have to go back to the previous path. So you have to take the minimum value. When you are going to the backward direction, you have to take the minimum value. So it will be 44 minus 9. Okay, here 44 minus 9, only one path is there. So L is what? 35. L is what? 35. Now if you reach here, then 44 minus 14 will become how much? 30. Okay, here you will get 30, and 35 minus 18, you will get 17. So I will get the minimum, I will write the minimum, that is what? L equal to 17. Now here you can reach, that is 35 minus 17, it will become L equal to what? L equal to 18. Yes or no? L equal to what? 18, my dear. Now when you reach there, you can reach by two way, by 44 minus 16, right? And by 18 minus 10. So my dear, minimum value we have to take, that is what? 8. Now you can reach here by three way, 8 minus 8, 18 minus 10, or 17 minus 8. By which way you will get the minimum? That is 8 minus 8, that is 0. Am I clear? So this is the earliest and latest time. This is the earliest and latest time of each event, right? So here you can see on the critical path, E and L value are same. On critical path, on critical path, On critical path, E and L value are same, right? Same, are same, right? Now let's move to the next question. Solve this question, please. Solve this question, please. Yes. Yes, people. Yes, dear student, please solve. A project schedule has the following characteristic, right? Here time, activity, time in week. I mean, there are a lot of activities. So construct the network, compute E and L for each event, and find the critical path. So find out the things. Okay, so shall I solve? Okay, I'm going to solve this, right? I'm going to solve this, right? I'm going to solve this. See here. Roughly I'm going to draw here. On the next page I will draw it, fairly, so that I can refer this table. 1 to 2. Okay, 1 to 3. So 1 to 2. 1 to 2, 4, 1 to 3, then it's 1 to 3, then it's 1 to 3, then it's 2 to 4 and 3 to 4. 2 to 4 and 3 to 4. It means it comes here 2 to 4 and it comes there 3 to 4, right? 2 to 4 and 3 to 4. Then 3 to 5, right? Then 3 to 5, 3 to 5 and 4 to 9. Okay, 3 to 5. So 3 to 5 and 3 to 5 and 4 to 9. Okay, and 4 to 9 and 5 to 6, right? 4 to 9, 4 to 9, 4 to 9, right? Then 4 to 9, then 5 to 6, 5 to 6 and 5 to 7, 5 to 6 and 5 to 7, then 6 to 8, then 6 to 8, right? And 7 to 8, 7 to 8, right? Then 8 to 9, then 8 to 9, basically it will become little bit here, then here it will be 8 to 9, this is 9, so 8 to 9 and 9 to 10 and 9 to 10, right? And 9 to 10. Am I clear? Is that thing is clear? So here the activity duration are what? 4, 1 to 2, 4, 1 to 3, 1 to 3 is what? 1, right? 2 to 4, 2 to 4 is what? 1, 4, or I will use a different color, otherwise they are going to mix. 1 to 2, that is what? 4, right? 1 to 3, that is what? 1, right? 2 to 4, that is what? 1, right? 3 to 4, 3 to 4, that is what? 3 to 4, that is what? 1, right? And 3 to 5, that is what? 6, 3 to 5, that is what? 6, 4 to 9, 4 to 9, that is what? 5, right? That is what? 5, 5 to 6, 5 to 6, that is what? 4, right? 5 to 7, 5 to 7, that is what? 8, right? 6 to 8, that is 6 to 8, that is what? 1, right? 7 to 8, that is what? 2, right? Then 8 to 9, that is what? 5, 8 to 9, that is what? 5, 9 to 10, that is what? 7, right? Am I clear now? Is that point is clear now? Now I have drawn very small network here, but this is the right one, right? So what I will do, I will draw it on the next page. On the next page, please see here with a neat and clean. This is 1, right? 1 to 2, 1 to 2, that is what? 4, right? That is 4. Okay, then 2 to 4, then there will be 2 to 4, right? That is what? That is 1. Then there 1 to 3, 1 to 3, right? Then 3 to 4, then 3 to 4, 1 to 3 will be 1, right? And 3 to 4 will be 1, 4 to 9, 4 to 9, that is will be 5, right? That is will be 5. Then 3 to 5, 3 to 5, and 5 to 6, right? 5 to 6 and 5 to 7, 6 to 8, 7 to 8, right? Right, right. Then 8 to 9, okay. Then 9 to 10. So this was the basically network. Let me write down all the time. That is what? 6, that is 4 and 8, right? 4 and 8, 1 2, 1 2, right? And the 5 7, 5 7. Now find out the E and L. Find out the E and L, my dear. Find out the E and L. How can you find the E and L? Tell me. How can you find the E and L? My dear, E. Here you can write that E is what? 0, right? E is 0. So 0 plus 4. Here E will be come out 4. And here 0 plus 1. That E will be come out 1. So 1 plus 1 2. 4 plus 1 5. So here E will be come out what? 5. Yes or no? Tell me. Yes or no? Am I clear or not? Am I clear? Now my dear, here 1 plus 6, that E for that is what? 7. Here E is for that is 7. Then 7 plus 8, that is 15. Okay, E is what? That is 15. Now 7 plus 4, that is 11. E will become what? 11, right? 11. 11 plus 1, 12, 15 plus 2, 17. So E will become what? E will become 17. So here 17 plus 5, 17 plus 5, that is what? 22. And 5 plus 5, that is 10. We will take E for 9, that is what? 22. 22 plus 7, that is what? 29. So E is what? 29. So L will become what? 29. You have to take the minimum one. Now 29 minus 7, L will become 22. Now here when you come, so you have to calculate again the value of what? L, my dear. So here only one path, 22 minus 5, that is L what? L what? 17. Now 17 minus 1, that is what? 16. L is what? 16. Here 17 minus 2, that is what? L is what? 15. L is what? 15. Right. Now 15 minus 8 and 16 minus 4. So 15 minus 8 comes what? Minimum, that is what? 7. Right. Now from here 7 minus 6, that is L is what? 1. Right. L is what? 1. Now here 22 minus 5 and 1 minus 1. Sorry. I think I did, yes. Okay. Yeah, we cannot go there, na? We have to go back. So 22 minus 5. 22 minus 5 will become what? 22 minus 5, that is L is comes what? That is 17. Now 17 minus 1. So L will become what? 17 minus 1, that is what? 16. Now 16 minus 4, 12, or 1 minus 1. So L will become what? 0. So my dear, on which path you can see E and L value are equal? Here E and L value are equal in this path. See here. See here. Here E and L values are equal. Here. 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 So this is what? This is the critical path. This is what? This is the critical path. This is what? This is the critical path. Am I clear? Am I clear? Yes. Am I clear or not? Am I clear or not? Is that point is clear? Is that point is clear, my dear student? Okay. Now let's move to the next question. Now let's move to the next question. Now please note down this table. Please note down this table. Please note down this table. Then we will proceed to the question. Basically it is an optimistic value, most likely value, most likely time, and pessimistic time. Here T naught is represent what? Optimistic time, optimistic time, optimistic time, most likely time, pessimistic time. Pessimistic time. Please note down this table. 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 Have you noted? Have you noted? Have you noted? Yes. Have you noted? My dear, have you noted? Have you noted? Okay. The respective question is that you have to draw you in the class right now. You have to draw the project network, determine the expected length, what is the probability that the project will be completed in at least 4 weeks earlier than expected time. Okay, the remaining thing you will do. This is your homework for remaining. Right now you solve this. For this I will give you the data, because you need the value of what? Z. You need the value of what? Z. Then you can do. Right. For Z equal to, here Z equal to minus 1.33. When Z equal to minus 1.33, okay, when Z equal to minus 1.33, which implies that probability will be what? Probability will be less than equal to 0.0918. When z equal to here plus, it means the value will become in the plus 1 plus 1 plus plus 1.33, then probability will be less than, okay, probability will be less than 0.9082, right? 9082. So this is a given thing. Rest of the thing you will do as a homework. Total is 5 question you have to solve in the class, right? Yes. So first of all, write down the draw the network. The important thing is that draw the network. It is recommended that you should take the what? You should take, my dear, you should take the screenshot. You should take the screenshot. You should take the screenshot of this question. Okay, you should take the screenshot of this question. Have you taken the screenshot? Have you taken the screenshot? Have you taken the screenshot? Please take the screenshot so that I can solve this question. So that I can solve this question. Yes, have you taken the screenshot? Please take the screenshot so that we can minimize our time and I can solve question. I can solve this question. Okay, so I'm going to start, right? First of all, draw the project and identify all the path through it. My dear, here the project is what? See here. All of you have a table now? So here 1 to 2. 1 to 2. Right. Then 1 to 3. 1 to 3. Right. Then 3 to 5. Then 2 to 5. Okay. Then 1 to 4. Right. Then 4 to 6 and here 5 to 6. 5 to 6, 4 to 6. So here the duration is 1, 1, 7. Okay. 1, 1, 1, 1. Right. And here 2, 5, 14. 2, 5, 14. Right. 3, 6, 15. 3, 6, 15. And here 2, 5, 8. 2, 5, 8. And here 2, 2, 8. 2, 2, 8. And 1, 2, 3 is what? 1, 2, 3. 1, 4, 7. 1, 4, 7. 1, 4, 7. Now, what will be the expected time of each activity? You have to calculate the expected time for each activity. We know that expected time for each activity is T naught. What? T naught plus 4 Tm plus 4 Tm plus pessimistic time divided by what, my dear? 6. Yes or no? Yes or no? This is the expected time. So here you have to write down the expected time. For 1 to 2 it will become what? 2. Right. For 1 to 2 it will become what? 2. Right. For 1 to 3 it will become what? 1 to 3 it will become what? 4. For 1 to 4 it will become what? 3. Right. For 2 to 5. For 2 to 5 it will become what? 1. Right. It will become what? 1. For 3 to 5 it will become what? 6. For 4 to 6 it will become what? 5. 4 to 6, 5. For 5 to 6 it will become 4, 7. This is the expected time of each activity. This is the expected time of each activity. Is that clear? Now total length. Now see the critical path. Critical path from activity. Critical path from activity. From activity 1, 2, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 5, 6. Then 1, 3, 5, 6. Also 1, 4, 5. So what will be the duration? What will be the duration? For 1 to, okay, for 1 to 5, 6, the duration will be 10. 1 to 5, 6. 3 plus 2 plus 1, and that will be 10 days or 10 week, whatever is that. I think in the week. I think the time will be in the week, so it will be the 10 week. 1, 3, 5, 6. So it will be what? 17. 4 plus 6 plus 7. That is what? 17 week. Right. 1, 4, 6. That is what? 8 week. So my dear, this will be what? This will be the critical path. This will be what? This will be the critical path. So one is done. Determine the expected project length. What is the probability that the project will be completed? My dear, for that you have to find out the variance. You have to find out what? Variance. Okay. For that you have to find out the variance, and variance is what? Okay, variance, that is what? Sigma square Tp minus T naught by 6. Okay, Tp minus T naught by 6 whole square, right? Tp minus T naught by 6 whole square. For that you have to need this, but you need only for the critical path. You need only for the critical path. So what is the critical path here? Critical path is, here the critical path is 1, 3, 5 and 6. So I need the variance of 1, 3. So 1, 3, 3, 5 and 5, 6. Okay, 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 6. 1, 3, 3, 5, 5, 6. 1, 3, 3, 5 and 5, 6. I need the only variance of this. So my dear, it will be what? Tp 7 minus 1, 6. 6 by 6. It will become what? 1, 1, 3, 3, 5. That is what? 14 minus 2. That is what? 12. 12 by 6, 2. 2 square 4. So it will become 4. Here 15 minus 3, 12. 12 by 6, 2. 2 square 4. So variance will become what? 4. So the standard deviation of the critical path is what? Here we have to find the standard deviation of what? Critical path. So here standard deviation of critical path, my dear. Here standard deviation of critical path is what? Is what? Square root of variance. Square root of variance of critical path. So it will become, that is 1 plus 4 plus 4. So 4 plus 4, 8 plus 1, 9. So root of 9 is what? 3. So standard deviation of critical path is what? 3. Now you have to find out what? You have to find the value of Z. Z equal to, we know that Z equal to the desired on which you want to complete the project minus expected time divide by standard deviation. Now here case 1, your T, okay, here your T is what? Here your T is what? 4 week earlier, means 17 minus 4, that is 13 week. So you have to find out 13 week. For 13 week the probability will be what? So for that Z equal to what? 13 minus TE, that is 17. 13 minus 17 divided by 3, that is sigma of the critical path, right? So it will become minus 1.33. Minus 1.33, corresponding to that I gave you the probability. It will become 0.0918, 9.18%. So probability is less than what? Probability is less than 9.18%. Am I clear? Now you have to find out for T greater than, 4 week later. So 17 plus 4 is what? 21 week. 21 week. So Z is Z for that. That is 21 minus 17 divided by what, my dear? 3. Divided by what, my dear? 3. So it will become 21. So it will become what? Sorry, it will become 1.33 plus 1.33. My dear, corresponding to that the probability is less than what? 0.918%. 9012 in percentage probability will be 90.12 percentage. Yes or no? Is that clear? Is that clear? So remaining question you can do by yourself. Okay, thank you for watching this session. Thank you.